Over the past 5 years, the Nintendo Switch has built up quite the library. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 first-party Nintendo Switch games. Due to how many great titles are on the system, I will also include a few honorable mentions. Anyways, I'm Anton, and let's get started. The past few Pokemon titles on Switch have been severely underwhelming. However, Pokémon Legends Arceus manages to go above and beyond your typical Pokemon title, and was a fun experience from start to finish. The game is a prequel story to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and takes place in past Sinnoh, at this time known as the Hisui region. You explore areas, catch Pokemon, and battle trainers while trying to uncover the many secrets that the land holds. Pokemon Legends Arceus relies more on the trainer than the Pokemon. You can throw out items such as Pokeballs to try and capture Pokemon. Once caught, the Pokemon can be thrown out to be interacted with, collect materials, or battle other Pokemon. It's really fun to collect them, and I also really enjoy shiny hunting as it doesn't feel as tedious as previous games, and it can be quite rewarding to build up a collection. The main story was engaging and the plot took some twists and turns, which I hadn't really expected, and I still haven't completed all of the post-game content and side quests, so there's still a lot to do. I also like the boss battles against the frenzied Pokemon. These test your mobility, especially with the dodge roll. Some were a bit more difficult than they needed to be, as you can actually take damage and pass out, which requires you to try it again, but it's a great way to shake things up. You've also got Pokemon that can help you traverse the harsh landscapes of Hisui, such as Weirdeer and Basculegion. The game may not impress in the visual department, but the gameplay is so strong that it doesn't matter in the slightest. The music is great, and each tune complements its surroundings. Overall, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a fantastic game that I would recommend to any fan of Pokemon, RPGs, or action-adventure games. Super Mario 3D World is one of the many Wii U games that I had never gotten a chance to play, so when it came to Switch, I knew I had to check it out. This game offers something very different from New Super Mario Bros. U and Super Mario Odyssey, as it is sort of a mix between the two. The game takes a more isometric style with a limited camera that is clearly designed for local multiplayer. The Switch version does include online play, which works very well, and is much better unlike Super Mario Maker 2. Even though the game is more fun to play with friends, it's still enjoyable alone. The levels are very well designed, with many different themes. You'll go from a bright circus to a ninja house. There's a lot of variety with the main power-ups and enemies. The game has also received a number of improvements, including a character speed boost. But there's an additional game that is included with Super Mario 3D World, and that is Bowser's Fury, a sort of cross between Super Mario 3D World and Odyssey. It's in a more explorative style, intact with a freely movable camera and 360-degree movement. But it's also got the traditional mechanics such as the lack of a health bar of any sort and power-ups such as the Super Mushroom. This game takes place in one cohesive world instead of many separate ones. The goal is to collect cat shines, which can be found all across the world. As you collect more, you unlock different areas and are able to easily travel with the help of Plessy. The style and music is top notch, and from the title, you can expect that Bowser is causing trouble once again, and you must stop him alongside your partner Bowser Jr. It's more experimental as it isn't the longest of main campaigns, but perhaps it's just a taste of what's to come for the next major 3D Mario game. Next, we've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This crossover fighting game packs a ton of content into one small package. You have over 70 fighters, including every character from the previous games returning. You have many characters with original movesets and gameplay styles. To fill up the roster a little bit, there are some Echo Fighters which are based off of other fighters. Now, I'm not a professional Smash player or anything, but this game feels extremely responsive to control, with great visual and sound design. There are over 100 stages, a variety of modes, and over 24 hours worth of music. The game has an adventure mode called World of Light that has you starting off with Kirby. You travel across a large map, battling spirits and fighters to obtain them. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate allows you to create a lot of stuff too, as there's a stage builder, Mii Fighter creator, and movie editor. In terms of Miis, you can also purchase extra Mii Fighter costumes such as Sans. The game has so much customizability and options available that you can play it however you want. You've even got DLC in form of the fighter passes, which include new characters, stages, and music. I mean, come on, they added Minecraft Steve, what more do you want? Overall, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a fantastic celebration of video games that managed to achieve the impossible. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is an enhanced port of the original Wii U game. This is quite possibly the best Mario Kart experience to date. The game controls perfectly, especially with the anti-gravity mechanic. There is a great level of customization with a nice cast of characters and cards to choose from. The soundtrack is amazing and the graphics look quite nice, especially for a Wii U title. The battle mode has been completely redone in this version, with new battle courses instead of using the standard tracks. You've also got a couple of new characters such as the Inklings, accessibility features such as smart steering and auto acceleration, and the DLC from the original game is all included. Besides local, online play is really smooth and you can even create your own tournaments. This game has also gone on to become the best-selling Nintendo Switch game, so chances are that you might have a few friends that already have the game that you can play with. There's even the new Booster Course Pass DLC, which is set to expand the game even further by doubling the number of tracks up to 96. Additions like Coconut Mall and Tokyo Blur really showcase what's in store, especially with the remade music. Man, it's so good. Overall, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a must-have Nintendo Switch title, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the DLC has in store. Metroid Dread is a 2D action-adventure game that follows Samus as she investigates planet ZDR. Samus moves perfectly, she feels very responsive, and as you learn new abilities, they feel very natural. The puzzle solving can be pretty tricky, but really the best thing that you can do is just shoot everything. The enemies look very cool. They have different attack patterns and can be countered if timed correctly. The scariest enemies out of the bunch are the Emmys, which are super robots that can insta-kill Samus if she comes into contact with them. You can escape them, however it's not the easiest to pull off, so your best bet is to play it safe and avoid them at all costs. The bosses are cool too, even if I found them to be pretty tricky, even on the normal difficulty. They pretty much just take trial and error, but once defeated, it can feel very rewarding. The exploration aspect of the game is top notch. The map is large with many different ecosystems. It really showcases how much can be achieved in this 2D style. The game is also beginner friendly with the added rookie mode, but you've also got a few difficulty modes as well. This is the best 2D Metroid to date. And with the large number of new fans, I'm very excited to see where the series goes from here. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is Kirby's first true 3D adventure that takes place in an abandoned world filled to the brim with detail. Kirby feels great to control, and the gameplay works much better than I could have possibly imagined. The copy abilities were very well adapted, and they all play exactly how they should. There are only 10, however by finding blueprints, you can unlock variations of them. Some are a bit overpowered, but they do add a lot to the game. To craft them, you must also collect rare stones, which can be obtained by completing treasure road levels. The addition of the dodge roll is also pretty cool, and satisfying when pulled off correctly as it slows down time. Mouthful mode allows Kirby to suck up special objects to take new forms. It's fun to use and adds some variety to the gameplay. All the locations just feel so familiar, and due to their abandoned appearance, it helps to really immerse you in this world. And the music and visual style just pull you in. This game has you progressing by clearing levels and saving Waddle Dees. Waddle Dee Town becomes upgraded as you collect them, allowing you to access new services and minigames. You travel through overgrown malls, stunning beaches, and even an amusement park. The bosses are really cool. I won't spoil much, but I really do like their designs. The game's also got local co-op, which allows you to play together with a friend. Overall, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one incredible game that you'll never forget, and hopefully has paved the way for more exciting adventures to come. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is a remaster of a JRPG originally released on the Nintendo Wii. I came into the series completely blind and I wasn't disappointed in the slightest. The game puts you in the role of Shulk. You know that one character from Super Smash Bros. That says, "I'm really feeling it!" Well, after his hometown gets attacked by the Mechon, he and his childhood friend Ryan embark on a journey to seek revenge. Along the way, you'll meet many new party members, which all have different abilities in battle. The Monado is a legendary sword that grants Shulk multiple abilities to defeat the Mechon and even see glimpses of the future. This game has a real-time combat system that relies on position and timing. It's easy to learn but can take time to master, and since this game is quite a long one, you'll have plenty of time to learn and upgrade your abilities. The game takes place on two massive titans, Bionis and Mechonis, that represent both organic and mechanical life. The game's world is huge, with multiple biomes, secret areas, different enemies to encounter, and incredible scenery. The game has had a significant graphical upgrade with new textures, models, and lighting. It's very accessible with plenty of quality of life features, such as a casual mode and improved menus. The Definitive Edition also includes a new epilogue adventure that takes place on the Bionis shoulder, which was left out of the original game. It's a decent size and is easily my favorite area. There's honestly so much to this game that I feel like I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg. That's why I recommend checking out Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for yourself. Luigi's Mansion 3 is an action-adventure game that takes the qualities of both of the previous entries. After settling in at a hotel, Luigi wakes up to find that the sparkling hotel has become haunted. After meeting up with Professor Egad, Luigi obtains the Poltergust G00. This special vacuum cleaner allows Luigi to suck up ghosts and many other items. Luigi sets out to save Mario and friends while collecting the elevator buttons to access new areas. This game is a ton of fun, with each room being a delight to enter. There are so many secrets to discover and clever puzzles to solve. The many new mechanics introduced to the series feel right at home, such as the plunger. The major new addition though is Luigi, which is the second playable character. If you're playing it alone, you can control both characters seamlessly with a press of a button, but playing it with a friend locally is fun too. The game also has a ton of extra content, including Scarescraper, an online mode that allows for local co-op with Luigi, as well as Scream Park, a Mario Party-like mode that allows for 8 players. There are tons of achievements and collectibles, so there's a lot to do. There's also DLC available, which include new extras to the gallery, minigames for Scream Park, and Scarescraper themes. The graphics, animations, and music are extremely polished, and it's overall a complete package, which is why Luigi's Mansion 3 gets the 3rd spot on the list. Super Mario Odyssey is a return to the classic sandbox-style gameplay from Super Mario Sunshine and 64. The goal of the game is to collect Power Moons, a power source that allows you to journey to further kingdoms while visiting many different locations that Bowser was previously at. You'll go from the shivering desert of the Sand Kingdom to the sprawling city of the Metro Kingdom. The game feels really fun to control. All of Mario's signature moves are here, but you've also got a few new ones. The major new mechanic is Cappy, Mario's classic hat but now alive. You can throw Cappy to interact with the world, and when timed right, you can also jump on it, allowing for Mario to reach some extra height. Mario also has an expanded moveset and improved physics that have been perfected. Cappy can also allow Mario to take control and capture many different creatures and characters. This allows for some more variety in the gameplay. The new characters and bosses are very unique, especially the new Broodals, and Pauline even returns as the new Donk City Mayor. The game doesn't offer much in terms of multiplayer, only a mildly fun co-op mode. There's also an assist mode that is helpful for younger players. The soundtrack, graphics, and art style are perfected. This game is ambitious, which leaves me excited for a potential sequel. So if you're a big fan of 3D Mario, then this is a must-have game for the Nintendo Switch, and gets the 2nd spot on the list. So before we get to the game that has earned the number 1 spot, let's take a look at a few honorable mentions that were very close to making it in, but not quite. These won't be in any particular order. Splatoon 2 is an online multiplayer 3rd-person shooter. The game revolves around the use of ink, which allows you to spot opponents, cover ground, and use to travel. Turf War is the casual mode, while the League and Ranked are more competitive. In Turf War, your goal is to cover the ground in your color. If you cover more turf than the other team, you win. In Ranked and League, the modes rotate. You have ones such as Rainmaker, basically capture the flag, and Tower Control, which has you trying to, well, control a tower. You can go to the different shops to buy clothing or weapons, and there are many different playstyles available so you can play in whatever way you want. The game has a single player campaign and a co-op mode called Salmon Run, which is really fun. There's even the Octo Expansion DLC, which is an additional single player campaign. Splatoon 2 can get a bit tiring after some time, especially with the absence of an achievement system, but hopefully Splatoon 3 can improve upon this game while adding plenty of new content. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the direct sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles. This is a JRPG that takes many elements from the first game while introducing many new ones. This game follows Rex as he embarks on a journey with Pyra to travel to Elysium, a promised land of sorts. Throughout the adventure, you'll meet many new characters and party members, while exploring massive landscapes on and inside massive creatures called Titans. The world is huge, and there is a lot to discover. The visuals and music are amazing, and the battle system is a mix of turn-based and real-time, as your arts have a cooldown, so you gotta be really strategic with your blades, which can change up your arts and can allow you to create combos using their respective elements. Like the first Xenoblade, it's easy to learn but complex to master. But overall, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an excellent sequel with some stunning locations, excellent characters, and a fantastic story. And if you're craving some more after the adventure, you've also got the expansion pass, which includes Torna the Golden Country, a smaller prequel adventure. Very excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. In 2020, what game could have been better to come out other than Animal Crossing New Horizons? This is a town simulation game that sees you living on an island that you get to help build from the ground up. This game centers around time, as you will have to wait real-world days for certain projects to complete. and on specific days there'll be events or you can buy certain items, so it's best to log on each day to see what's going on. You're able to craft items and tools using materials you find. You can fish, catch bugs, dive underwater for collectibles, and even dig up fossils to donate to your museum. You get a lot of freedom, such as the ability to pick the locations of shops, facilities, and homes. You can even create custom patterns, which can be used for clothing, items, and even floor patterns. You can also invest in turnips, which are a great way to get a large amount of bells. You can spend so much time on this game, and playing with friends is easily the best part of it, as they can join your island, and vice versa. And after a ton of updates, there's a lot to do. And there is even the additional Happy Home Paradise DLC that can easily extend your playtime. Super Mario Maker 2 is a sequel to the original on the Wii U and 3DS. This game truly deserves the 2 in its title, as there are so many new objects and features to play around with and make the Mario course of your dreams. There are slopes, on and off blocks, new enemies, a brand new 3D world style, and much more. The game's level builder is completely robust, and the game gives you a ton of freedom when designing your very own level. There are plenty of themes and styles to choose from, including the brand new night option. There are multiplayer game modes as well, including the ability to play levels with your friends both locally and online. The multiplayer might be better depending on the Wi-Fi you have and who you are connected to, but in my case, it works fine enough. Also, some of the levels just aren't designed for multiplayer. The game has had multiple large updates that have introduced new features, such as new bosses, power-ups, modes, and even a world map builder, which allows you to string your levels together to create your very own Mario game. And you can upload yours and play others online. So if you love 2D Mario and want an infinite amount of levels to play, then I recommend checking it out. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is an enhanced port of Pikmin 3 that was originally released on the Wii U in 2013. The plot of the game is about a team of explorers that are in search of fruit for their home planet. The game has you commanding an army of Pikmin to solve puzzles, explore, collect, and fight bosses. The bosses and enemies are strange, but probably one of the most unique aspects of the game. Different Pikmin types have different characteristics that are helpful in specific situations. You also have a time limit for each day that requires you to be strategic. The deluxe version includes plenty of quality of life improvements, the DLC missions from the original, some new missions featuring Olimar and Louie, and the Piclopedia makes a return from Pikmin 2. There's also Bingo Battle, which is a fun local multiplayer mode that has you try and collect items on a bingo card. There's also a demo available on the Nintendo eShop, so I recommend trying it out. And the game that gets the #1 spot is, you guessed it, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game leaves out most of the past tropes of Zelda games behind, but reinvents the gameplay and feel. This action-adventure game is a masterpiece of puzzle solving, story, and exploration. The open world structure allows you to go anywhere you see in the distance. You can climb up any mountain, or mostly any building. You can journey to wherever you want, do whatever you want, and see whatever you want in this massive sandbox. There are plenty of side quests and an adventure log to organize them in. I came into the game completely blind, so at first I thought the Great Plateau was the entire map, but after finishing the prologue, it became clear the game was much larger than I had anticipated. There are shrines to solve all over the place, and when completing them, they award you with spirit orbs that can upgrade your health and stamina. You collect many different items, including weapons, tools, and food. You can use these to create your own food dishes, but cannot craft weapons. This encourages you to find weapons yourself, as weapons can break. You also have special abilities provided by your Sheikah Slate, a device that you can use to solve puzzles and even defeat enemies. There is so much to do that even after completing the main story mode, I had like 10% of things accomplished, so there's a lot to do in this game. The art style looks amazing with its cel-shaded look, and no matter how you play the game, it will always look amazing whether on handheld or docked. You've also got DLC in form of the expansion pass, which adds a bunch of new features and modes to the game. Overall, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one incredible game, as it managed to shape the video game industry, and I'm very excited to see what the sequel has in store. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you all did enjoy it, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for 20,000 subscribers, you guys are the best, and with that, I will see you all in the next one.